Let's go this way. You know, part of me is wondering if that guy did that shit to me deliberately.
Probably.
And then part of me is thinking, no, but did you talk to him? Did you talk to him at all? 'Cause I don't think you did.
No,
I did. He was like, you know how when you get so drunk that, like David Hasselhoff with a hamburger drunk? You know what I'm saying? You've seen that video, right? So he was like David Hasselhoff with a hamburger drunk when we first came in and I talked to him. By the time I came up before, like he was... So, to be honest, like part of me is thinking that he was hating on me and doing that. And then part of me is thinking, no, that guy was legitimately that fucked up.
Porque no los dos. Why not both?
Possible. Just smoking. Is that her GPS? Is that a guy or a chick? I can't tell.
As far as I know.
She's tapping on her phone though. She's got it facing us more than she has it facing her.
Where are you going?
I don't know. Trying to figure out what she's doing with her phone. I got a green light. Time to go. That is not the Kia Soul that was in the parking lot, because that Kia Soul was all dented up.
No, yeah.
Yeah, that one's clean. Do you remember the commercials for the Kia Soul with the giant hamsters?
Yes.
I love those commercials. They're so funny.
Oh, I didn't know we were this far west.
Oh yeah. So you don't really know the valley. Did you? By the way, did you take your folks up to Cave Creek?
No.
Oh hell!
It was a really weird. I don't want to say weird. It was just like a really quick trip. So they brought me out here. My mom cleaned my apartment. We had a family dinner.
I wish your mom would clean my apartment. I wish my mom would clean my apartment.
She's like, you know, it just makes me feel. It just makes me feel better. Just like let me clean it. I'm like, Mom, don't clean it. Like it's fun. Well, let me clean it. So she cleaned my entire apartment except for my room, which is god awful, disgusting.
Oh, look at that. We got flashing lights. You got flashing lights right there. That's going on here. That's the bar that I hosted karaoke at for the last year and a half. Whoa, we got crazy shit. I'm gonna drive through the fucking thick of all these cops while I'm kind of hammered. Yes. I ain't scared of shit. So yeah, that there Bullock's Cocktails. That's where I hosted for about a year and a half. And the fuck is... I love how cops can just...
You go through?
I don't know. Like they're so parked. That's illegal parking.
Well, they're cops, you know.
No, but that doesn't... Like, they could be... If they're dealing with something at the bar, they could be at the parking spots on the right. This is ridiculous.
Good thing I'm not epileptic.
Oh, yeah. I'd be having to deal with that. Hopefully I can get through here without... Oh, please don't stall out, car. Please don't stall out.
So anyways, she was like, you know, like, let me... So she cleaned my entire apartment instead of my room. Not my room, because I told her not to, so it's still, like, a fucking mess. She bought me a couch, a fucking rug.
You have a couch now?
Yeah, nice. I have a couch now.
Whoa, there's a person there.
Sorry. And
that's on me. There's no side
coffee table.
Nice.
And my friends who moved me out here, they moved back to Wisconsin. So
you mentioned them to me, yeah.
Yeah, so she was upset that I'm out here, but so she adopted me a cat.
So I think we got hookers on the right. You mentioned the cat. Oh, I want to meet your cat. So probably hookers on the right. What's up, baby? That looks like a good time.
Her name is Jade.
And that one's probably named, oh my lord. Yeah, that is so my type. I'm so leaving. I can't talk to her. That's totally my type, though. Holy shit, she's hot.
I call her Pretty Bird.
Oh, God. Oh, well, we got a homeless person joke. What? Wait, nope. That's just a hooker that's getting cold.
Another one.
That's just a hooker that's cold. Good times. This is such a fun part of town over here.
So I have a cat now.
How's the cat?
I adopted her on Thursday, which was my birthday.
Oh, so that just happened?
Yeah. I turned 28, and
oh damn, you're like old now.
Yeah, fucking old. She just started eating and drinking today, and using
Oh,
her
so it's a baby.
No, she's 6.5.
So was she sick?
Her previous home was pretty crazy. I guess there was like
She
multiple
abused?
cats and dogs and like little children. So they actually released her because she would never go in her litter box.
Wow.
So they
Okay,
think that she
so-
had such a,
So we got
hectic.
We got to check this out. So the cops have been trying to clamp down on the hookers on 27th Avenue, although we just saw 3 over there at Palo Verde and 27th. So there's this one guy called the Lizard Hunter that does these videos of hookers in this part of town. Oh, and I missed the turn. So I've been watching his videos, and then because I work at that bar and whatnot, or used to work at that bar, I drive down the street and I've noticed that the hookers were not on 27th Avenue anymore. And then I'm watching his videos and I realized they had migrated from 27. This guy is driving 15 miles per hour. Like, how high is he?
Hello?
He's now driving less than 10 miles an hour. Like, this is why I don't get DUIs.
Why are you following me?
Well, this is just where I'm going. It's just he's going this route as well because he's really high in loss, and
If I die,
he's not signaling his
swear.
turn. You better not back into me, motherfucker. You're driving like shit. If you die, you have nothing to worry about. Just saying. I was trying to go down 27th Drive, but I missed the turn because I didn't turn where I wanted to turn. But that's fine. We're going to go up to Montebello, which I think is the stop sign. Remember, I was a cab driver for a long, long time. So
you take me all over the place.
Yeah, I know this. I know the streets in the city obscenely well. So this is Montebello. Montebello is exactly a quarter mile south of Bethany Home, a quarter mile north of Campbell. It's a quarter mile street. And the hookers seem to have migrated, although the ones that were over there on Palo Verde at 27th Avenue were impressive. Really impressive. I kind of want some of that. I'm scared. And I don't want a chick to blow me in my car as much as I want someone to like go home and spend hours naked on my bed while we spin old records. But anyway, so this is 27th Drive, and this half mile of 27th Drive between Montebello and Campbell seems to be where the hookers have migrated to that the cops haven't figured out. But as you can see from all the traffic on the street at
I know.
at 2:25 in the morning, the guys that are looking for hookers, like, why would there be so much traffic on this little side street,
That's
right?
what I was about to say.
Right, where? Here, lizard.
Hiding in the trash can. Where's that?
Actually, I'm not seeing anywhere near the action that I saw over there. We saw in Palo Verde there. Oh no, that's just a pedestrian. So Lizard Hunter on his YouTube channel.
There's a woman.
On his YouTube channel, like, sometimes he shows these videos implying that people are hookers. Oh, those are hookers there. Those are definitely hookers there. There we go. Hey, baby. Oh, she was definitely a hooker there.
They all were.
The one on the right was... Did you see the one on the right? She was thick. Did you see the one on the right?
I wasn't looking,
She was
to be honest.
That's a pedestrian. No, sometimes on the Lizard Hunter YouTube channel, he'll zoom in on women, and I'm like, that's not a hooker, dude. That's just a pedestrian. Not everybody drives. But there is this weird presumption that if you don't drive, that you're something other than a productive human being. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you encountered that?
What?
Just the discrimination against non-drivers.
No.
No? I guess you've been lucky.
Well, I have good reasons, and I don't drive because it makes me anxious. And,
That's fair.
And I grew up on an island, which is also
Where nobody drives, which I would love to visit.
with just
Well, I mean, no,
they
you
just have
told me
golf
what
carts
you
and-
told me what it takes to get a permit to have a car there. Like,
and,
I get it. I really want to go there with
and
you.
only Ubering costs basically the same amount that
or ride a golf cart,
it takes.
or just walk because the island's not that damn big.
Oh no, it's only 2.7 square miles.
Yeah,
so.
like you can walk that. I would walk. I like to walk actually.
And you walk everywhere.
No, I really do. So we're still like in kind of hooker land for about, I want to say about a mile and a half south of here, but But yeah, that spot we went through on 27th Drive, that was a hot spot.
Well,
Saw
yeah,
that.
there was like 7 hookers.
That was hookers thick as shit there. Oh, I need a slut in my life, but I'm not sure that I want that. But that looks like what I want, you know. My God, those 3! I got a good look at the 3 over there on. That guy's speeding. This is why I never get a DUI, because there's always somebody driving like that looks way more suspicious than I do. Yeah, I'm seeing some interesting action at the Circle K. You can always judge how hood a neighborhood is by the ratio of check cashing places to bank branches. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Like, that's the best key indicator.
Same thing in California.
Like, fast food places are everywhere. There's Jack in the Box.
If you don't see a grocery store for like 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks.
But like Jack in the Box looks the same in the hood or in the most upscale neighborhood. Like, there's fast food everywhere. Fast food is what unites all Americans. But in nice parts of town, you don't see check cashing places. You see bank branches. In middle-class neighborhoods, you see a mixture of bank branches and credit unions. But when you get in the hood, it's all check cashing. Oh, and we buy gold. And auto and title loans. And if you're over here, there's hookers. Now, that's supposed to be an affordable housing complex, but I think they're just kind of playing the game. That building being built on the left there. I think they're playing the game of trying to be affordable housing, but also simultaneously trying to have luxury apartments and marketing it to people that don't realize this is one of the worst neighborhoods in Phoenix.
Well, you know, you'll get the young white couple or the older gay couple coming in,
and then they're locked into it, and they're
locked
into a lease for at least 6 months, probably a year, and then once that's over, they're like, God, Phoenix was awful. I'm like, no, dude, you fucking bought into 27th Avenue and fucking Camelback. What the fuck were you thinking? So my ex-wife, when I met her, lived in that complex on the left with her parents, but it wasn't such a bad neighborhood like 25 years ago, 24 years ago, 22 years ago. Jesus Christ, that was a long time ago. So this intersection used to hold the claim to fame of being the worst intersection in town, but it seems like the shifty shadiness has shifted a little bit further north, because this intersection now isn't as bad as it was. Because there used to be lots of hookers and junkies on this corner, but as you see, what's going on here is nothing compared to what we saw over there at Pablo Verde and on 27th Drive. In fact, I'm not seeing shit here. Homeless guy in a wheelchair at the... Oh, there's a homeless guy in front of the check cashing place. Set up camp. This is one of the best thrift stores in town, by the way. Indian School Thrift. Now, I don't know the name of that company, but they own at least 4 thrift stores that I know of. 1 in Mesa, 1 in Phoenix, and 2 in Tucson. And they're quite awesome. I bought a lot of really amazing CDs from them for like 45 cents. 45 cents. Changed my pocket.
That's pretty good.
So I used to karaoke DJ at this bar coming up on the right called Jay's Cocktails. It had been there, I think, since like the 1960s with no changes. Like when you walked in this place, it looked like a time capsule. But they went out of business like middle of last year. And now the front of the bar is like a homeless encampment. So I hosted there, I want to say about 16 years ago for about 4 or 5 months. And then I came back there about 2 years ago and hosted, and it looks like they put little, oh, it's one of those kind of curbs. Phoenix got those weird round curbs. Looks like they got the homeless people out of here, though. Last time I rolled by here, it was a big old homeless encampment in their, right here in their patio. It looks like they managed to get them out of here. Come and see them.
Oh, that's sad.
But yeah, so this place has still got the signage, Jay's Cocktail Lounge. But I hosted there, oh yeah, the door's definitely boarded up. But I hosted there about,
Want to try and break in?
fuck no. Not that guy. About 2 years ago, I hosted there for, I don't know, maybe about 3 months. They ended up getting rid of me for the guy that was there before me, who was like old and it's a long, complicated, weird story. But then they were going to try to keep us both, and then he freed up his other obligation. They just gave it all to him. Which, whatever, the place went out of business like a year later, so nothing lost. This was the first gradient level intersection ever put in Phoenix. As somebody who's fascinated by city planning, I think this is pretty interesting. Wow, the guy had no headlights. Did you see that?
No.
The guy was driving with no fucking headlights at 2:30 in the morning.
Well,
this is why.
he's gonna crash.
No, probably not. But he's going to be the guy that the cops pull over, not me.
Shit, that happened to me once. I was driving home, and then when I got home, it was just like a 10-minute drive, and I forgot to put my headlights on.
I got a ticket once for that in a taxi that I was driving. It was pretty embarrassing. And the crazy thing is they also gave me a citation for not having taxi plates. For driving a taxi without taxi plates. I had no idea. Like, at least I got from a cab. What I thought was a legitimate cab company. Oh, sorry, is it getting too hot?
It's getting.
Sorry. Anyway, I went to court. I fought both tickets. The cops dropped both tickets, or the judge dropped both tickets. So it was all right. I just explained, like, I leased the cab. I'm not responsible for its registration, and the registration was in somebody else's name. So, see the big building on the left?
Mm-hmm.
That used to be one of the biggest Kmart's in Phoenix. Kmart, like, long since doesn't exist. But the building.
It went out of business.
Every Kmart went out of business, but it's still there, and it still looks like a Kmart. I dig that Quick Trip bought the corner of the property.
Mm-hmm.
These little exit curves things are so dangerous for pedestrians. There's not a lot of those left in Phoenix, but that's one of them. There used to be a lot more. I'm sorry, I'm not killing you with all the driving. I love rolling through the hood like that.
Oh no, it's fine.
Although it's more interesting over where all the hookers are. I've never actually picked up and paid a hooker in my life. I've thought about it. I've never done it.
Same.
I've had sex with 2 hookers. That was interesting. One I didn't realize was a hooker. That was really weird and awkward. No, I met her at like this sex club, like a swingers club.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't meet her inside it though. I met her outside it as I was walking back to my car, feeling kind of disappointed because that was just so awkward and shy inside the club that I didn't talk to anybody. And I like went to a swingers club and I spent the entire time sitting alone at the bar playing games on the Mega Touch machine. Like, am I the lamest guy ever? Right? My mom used to work at that Home Depot. She got fired for telling off some young person. Like, basically, the guy talked down to her, and I think my mom was like in her 50s at the time. And like, her dad was a union carpenter, and carpenter and contractor.
Yeah.
And my grandfather, and her third husband was also a union carpenter and construction worker. So my mom knew a little something about building materials.
Yeah.
And building materials and tools. And some young guy, like in his 20s, just like talked down to her, like, oh, you're a woman, you don't know shit. And she pretty much just responded as somebody should respond in that situation and got fired for disrespecting a manager who was probably younger than me. My head manager right now, my direct manager at Amazon, is the same age as my oldest daughter. So sometimes those interactions are awkward. This is Grand Avenue. This used to just be a street, but now it's like kind of a quasi-limited access highway with random strip clubs.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still open.
Oh yeah, they do after hours. I don't know that I feel like paying money to see strippers right now.
Yeah, I have no money.
Oh, I have money. I got you. Whatever. I mean, I would have got your bar tab, but whatever. One bar tab was fucking $6. That was awesome. The bartender really did buy my second drink.
I think I only spent like $15.
Yeah, that bar's cheap as fuck. That's why I like that bar.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm not gonna meet any women in that bar probably. And the one guy that did hook up with a woman in that bar, like that was not trying to hate or body shame, but that was gross. You saw that. That was gross. Yes.
What?
The chick that was on my left.
Yeah, she was. I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
I mean, tell me you thought that was gross.
Well, I don't just.
I mean, I know it's mean, but I'm just being honest.
Yeah, I would definitely never.
Right.
But the guy sitting next to her definitely did.
I'm sure he's probably pounding that right now, or at least he's trying to if he can get it up.
Jesus.
Considering that guy, it's a big F. So there's another strip club around here. I'm not sure what street we're at right now. Oh, we're underneath Indian School. That's the bridge we just went over. That was the first gradient level intersection in Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
Before that was built, and now they have these at most of these intersections. Grand Avenue had all these crazy six-way intersections, and you'd sit at these lights forever. And this one's still technically a six-way intersection, but the bulk of the through traffic goes over Indian School. At this point, I think there's probably more traffic on Indian School than there is on Grand.
The craziest traffic in my hometown.
There's no traffic. It's golf carts there.
There is traffic. It's called Five Corners.
When are you taking me there? I have a whole bunch of vacation earned up. Paid vacation earned up on Amazon.
I have no more vacation earned up. Because I just used it for this last week.
I've got something like 40 hours of vacation. That's a whole week.
I probably have like 5 hours left.
And I showed you how the Amazon app works. I've always got PTO. I've always got paid time off and unpaid time, and both of those. My unpaid time balance is a little bit low, but I take advantage of it. So I just love the fact that I have a job that I can just routinely show up late to, and there's not a problem with that. It's a whole lot better. Like, seriously, whose lives am I risking if I show up fucking tired and groggy to drive a forklift?
I have a 3-hour grace period.
That's interesting. That's unusual too.
Well, it's because I decide to go in at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then the latest I can show up is at 9 o'clock.
So that's a strip club on the left. It used to be a Denny's, and it looks like an old Denny's.
It does.
It totally does look like an old Denny's.
You ever see those churches that look
like an old Pizza Hut?
Yeah.
I've always found that fascinating how certain
What's up, bro?
how certain companies have unique architecture.
Yeah.
And then they leave those buildings behind, and then they just become
random shit.
Like anything that looks like an old Pizza Hut building or an old Denny's is odd. Have you ever been to the gay Denny's?
Yeah, you took me there.
Oh, I did, huh?
You did. With that one guy.
But it was during the day. We should go to gay Denny's now.
It wasn't during the day.
It was.
No, it wasn't. It was at night after your karaoke shit.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Was it
we're all fucked up.
Was it weird and freaky?
No.
Oh, then you kind of missed it. It's one of those weird old intersections. I don't think I'd want to go this way. No, we're on the wrong side of the damn canal.
Fuck.
The sex club where I hooked up with the hooker is directly north of here, but it's north of the canal. There's a canal between. Phoenix has lots of canals.
Yeah.
Are you really that tired? I'm gonna be up all night because I slept.
Oh no, I'm just.
That's the.
Drunk.
I'm trying to think of the name of that canal. That's the Grand Canal on the left. Which is the canal right... By the way, this canal here, the Grand Canal, that's the canal by your apartment.
Oh, so this is the one that goes down by my apartment.
Yes. If we continue to follow this canal, we'll end up at your apartment.
That's fun.
Yeah, you know what kills me about the canals is when we put in our light rail system here. I mean, I understand I've been in Phoenix for 50 years and the light rails only existed for about 14, 15. When we put in the light rail system, I thought it was really stupid because they put it on these major, like, oversized roads, which kind of impede the, like, it makes it a really slow light rail system. It takes forever to get anywhere on the light rail here. And what I thought they should have done is put elevated rails. Well, put rails. A little homeless encampment. That's somebody's That's somebody's home, I think. That's a pretty big structure for... Yeah, there's another one. We're in a big homeless encampment here. I didn't know about this one. I'm kind of fascinated by, although that's ghetto fabulous for homelessness right there.
Oh.
Most likely there's a homeless person living in that bus. I could be wrong, but there's a lot of that. That's a thing now. I'm curious how much your apartment is. I think you told me once.
It's $10.25.
That's not bad. That's actually not bad for what you have.
Oh, no, not at all.
And your location.
It's an extra $25 for my cat.
I'm supposed to pay quite a bit extra for my cats, but I'm not. And my landlord is well aware I have them. So yeah, that canal, if you follow it, although you can't get past the I-17 freeway, there's not a pedestrian overpassing with that. But I thought what they should have done when they did the rapid transit here, the light rail, rather than put something on the street, which is basically a fucking glorified bus on rails, I think they should have put it alongside the canals and then had it go up and over all the major streets, and then other than that have other service, because those are easements that's already owned by the government anyway. You know what I mean? They wouldn't have to acquire any property. They already have that property, sort of. And the canals directly cut through Phoenix better than the streets do. The only downside on the Grand Canal coming from here is you can't cross I-17 on it unless you want to float in the nasty poo water on an inner tube or something and go under the freeway.
I got the poo.
Which I'm gonna pass on that. So yeah, you have to either go north or south to the freeway crossing. Now there is a freeway crossing a little further north that's not on a street in Maryland, and I went over it once in one of my electric scooters, and I regret doing it because it was like a fucking fentanyl junkie homeless encampment up there, and I had difficulty getting past them, and the smell of the fucking burning fentanyl was overwhelming. So, like, secondhand cigarette smoke bothers me. Secondhand fentanyl smoke is disgusting.
Secondhand cigarette smoke makes me hungry.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
That just grosses me out. Are you hungry? I'm starving.
No, it makes me hungry. And I have no idea. Whenever I smell it, my stomach starts gurgling.
Weird. I'm just turned off. I don't know. I just don't like cigarettes.
Same.
So we're at Thomas Road, half mile north of Oak. By the way, the street system here is very logical. It's very much based on numbers and a grid. I don't know if you've looked at maps or whatever. I would imagine you do work in real estate.
No.
So all the streets have numbers and names that correspond with those numbers.
When I look at addresses, they're always lots and blocks.
Okay.
That's it.
Interesting. So you're missing the big picture because you're so zoomed in.
Like that, like on a legal description for like a deed.
I've read that.
Like, the address is there, but we mainly just quick
Look
check
at the legal
that
description.
the addresses match, and then we make sure that the
With
style
the
of the legal description.
So we just went under the train tracks and under Grand Avenue. Before I got my job at Amazon, I had an interview.
Is this a strip club too?
No, it's a dairy. Shamrock Farms. It's a dairy. It's an urban dairy, but it wasn't urban when it was built. This was the edge of town when this was built.
Oh shit!
And
so there's a lot of milking.
Yes, well, not so much milking as processing of milk and cheese and stuff. I had a job interview here, and I overslept and I didn't make it to it. And I'm really glad that I did, because I think I would have hated working there.
Yeah.
Because I don't I don't mind working in a warehouse. I actually like warehouse work, but I don't like working in refrigerated warehouses. I don't like being cold.
Oh, I'd rather be cold than hot.
No, I'd rather be hot. That's why I live in Phoenix.
I don't know where the fuck I live here.
What?
I don't know I live here.
I'm assuming you took the job. You moved here for the job, right?
Oh yeah. That's basically it.
It's been a long time since I've moved for a job, and the only kind of jobs I've ever actually moved for were radio broadcasting. I miss being a cab driver. I love wandering around. just know this city like the. I just know this city so fucking well.
Do you ever fuck any of your cabbies?
Fuck a cabbie?
Or, like anybody who,
Or a passenger?
Passenger.
Oh,
there we
yeah.
go.
Oh, Jesus Christ. There's so many. In fact, I don't remember what social media site it was on, but I remember somewhere in some kind of social media, like some random person that I had no idea who they were had commented, God, I wonder what it's like to fuck in a cab. And then my response to that is, God, I wonder what it's like to not fuck in a cab, to fuck in someplace other than a cab.
I used to do that with my Uber drivers.
Good times.
Yeah,
No.
they're great times.
So we're back on Grand Avenue. This is a part that's like pseudo freeway. Although the overpass there for I-17 is the last one. Like it kind of morphs back into a city street here. And then the last mile of it is road diet, which to me is hysterical.
Blinking.
What's blinking?
Oh, there was blinking lights.
Oh, I didn't even see any blinking. What was blinking?
It was like the outline of a sign, but you couldn't read what was in it.
I didn't even see it. Yeah, no, and it's funny because friends used to talk to me about what it was like, and it was like, it's like, you really get that much ass as a cab driver? I'm like, yeah. Like, really? How? I'm like, well, come on, dude, do the math. She's already drunk. I'm already taking her home.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably went out looking for some dick. But the fact that she's going alone in a cab, going home alone in a cab, means that she didn't find any. There's a train. The train tracks turn here. They go from along Grand to South North 19th Avenue.
Like you're talking about my personal life.
Really? Good times.
Yeah.
So this is where Grand turns from the highway along the railroad tracks to an actual city street. And then we're a couple blocks away from where they did this road diet on it to try to discourage people from using it as a thoroughfare.
A road diet?
You ever heard the term road diet?
I've never heard.
It's a city planning term. It's what happens when you take a major thoroughfare that the city doesn't want to be a major thoroughfare anymore. They're trying to turn it into a neighborhood street. So they basically reduce the lanes and then add bike lanes and parking lanes and stuff.
This is a church.
I think it's a mosque. I think it's a mosque. I could be wrong, but I think that's a mosque.
A Spanish mosque?
I think it's a Spanish mosque, yeah. Welcome to Arizona.
That's fucking weird. I've never heard of that.
So this is what most of the intersections on Grand used to be like. These weird little six-way intersections.
Oh, Roosevelt. I know this street.
Oh, Roosevelt's a cool, interesting street. It used to have a different name, but I don't know. This is where the road diet starts. So now it's just one lane each direction plus a decorative bike lane plus parking. There didn't used to be parking here. This used to be 4 lanes in a turn lane, and it was very congested.
Medical weed? Oh, that's Moscow.
Yeah, so this is kind of a hipster area here. It's one of the hipster neighborhoods. My first ever karaoke gig was on this street, but that bar's been out of business for a long time. I don't even think there's anything in that building, although there might be.
Here's Art Studio.
If you come here about midnight on like a Friday night, it's all low riders. You can't even drive on the street. It's all just fucking low riders. And as you see, there's lots of murals. Like this is sort of an art district and hipster district. I like that they put a hawk here. That's nice. But I like that they're renovating some of these old buildings. Like 20 years ago, this whole area was just falling apart. And now parts of it are still falling apart, but parts of it are very decorative. So I think that's the
Church of the Living God. Oh God, that sounds like the Seventh-day Adventist.
That's the building. Hang on, I gotta get out and look at it. We gotta step out here.
Good, because
I
have to piss.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna piss on the wall. Kinda have to piss myself. So this was Fat Cat's Lounge when I worked here. It was my first ever karaoke gig. Did I tell you I inherited my, I'm using the term inherited loosely, I inherited my karaoke system from a serial killer?
No.
Yeah.
Hot.
I got into karaoke because of stuff left behind from a serial killer.